repeat after me. This is my first time here. I know you can do better than that. Let's try this.
It's your first time in Latvia, right? So have you been somewhere in the city and try maybe some food local or see some local guys?
Well, I went to Old Town and I really liked it. I really liked it because it wasn't modern. It wasn't, you know, they still had cobbled streets and stuff and nice restaurants. And I don't know, not everywhere we go in the world has culture. And I feel like Riga definitely has its own culture. And then went shopping and bought a birthday present for my friend. Yeah.
For yourself, you have a birthday as well tomorrow.
Well, it's my friend's birthday today and he's flying over for my birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to give him his present tomorrow on my birthday. Yeah.
What do you wish for your birthday as the best present that you ever had?
Friends. I'm flying some friends over. That's all I want. Just
The party.
yeah. Well, I don't really know where you can party in Tallinn, but yeah, a lot of places. Is it going to be good? Yeah.
So where is your favorite place to be till now?
I love Australia. I love Australia. It's such a fun, cool country to tour in. Ireland as well is great. Yeah, but Australia is probably my favourite place to tour.
How you want to describe yourself and what you want to open, how much you want to open to other people yourself?
Well, in terms of opening up, I feel like my music's pretty open. So yeah, have a listen. I don't know. I want people to make up their own opinion, and if they like it, good, and if they don't, then try something else. I don't know. I find if you're able to describe yourself, you're a bit weird. You know, like I feel like no one really knows who they are and what they do, and it's what other people think of them is like how they are seen. You know, rather than them saying I'm like this or I'm like that. I think, you know, I'm just me, and if you can make your own mind up on whether you like it or not. Yeah.
Are you going through songs? Can you express yourself through songs? Can we hear you in your song?
Well, yes and no. I mean, you hear a very abridged version of me in songs, you know, because it's a 3-minute snippet of how I was that day, rather than me as a person. You know, I'm now 24 years old. I've had 24 years of life, and these songs amount for, if you put all of them together, probably like a week. So I don't think they're a good reflection. They're a reflection of how I was at that specific time, in that country, at that hour with that guitar, in that relationship. You know, but I don't think it's a good reflection of me as a whole.
Could you imagine that 5 years ago you will stand here and you have so many concerts and tours in a row with full stadiums and full arenas, and you're here and it's happening? Could you imagine that 5 years ago?
5 years ago, no. I never expected to have a career outside of the UK, so it's crazy for me to come and play in places like Latvia. You know, like I would have loved to have visited here just as a tourist, but the fact I get to visit here and play a show is awesome. You know, really cool.
How you calm down before every show you're going on?
I don't get that nervous anymore. I get nervous the bigger the show is, but when you do a lot of shows in a row that are the same size, like this is a similar size to yesterday, and the day before and the day, but like it gets a bit easier. It gets a bit easier.
How can you keep this humanity and don't be like, I'm a star now, you know? You're a simple person, so how could you manage this feeling? Because you have so many shows and you have to be normal.
I don't know. I'm surrounded by contemporaries that are bigger than me. You know, I'm not the biggest artist in the world. I'm the biggest artist in my world. just being me touring, but in terms of like the wide musical spectrum, there are a lot of people that are far more successful than me, and you're constantly reminded that listening to the radio or watching TV, and there's always somewhere for you to work towards. So I don't know if I could ever feel like I've done it or I've made it, because there's so much more that I could do. Everyone that I was at the Grammys with last week would be above me. Yeah, I'd say Sam Smith would be on a similar level to me at the moment, but he will probably end up above me as well. I don't know. It seemed everyone there had quite a long career. Yeah, and I'm quite new in my career.
What do you think? What is the most important thing in your life?
Most important thing in my life is probably family. Probably family above anything. I'd say that should be the most important thing in anyone's life.
Try to keep up with them as much as you can, even out touring?
Yeah. I mean, I saw my family, all of them flew out last week for the Grammys, and I'm seeing them this week when I'm home. Yeah.
Do you have any pets?
I mean, I have a cat, but it's not looked after by me because I'm on tour, so it's not technically my pet anymore, but he does live in the same house. Yeah.
Can you describe what is love?
I think love comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes, and it's always tailor-made for you, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say my view on love is different to your view on love, or everyone else's view on love in here. I think we all have our different things that make us tick, and love is very specific to the person. And when you find someone who's got the same ideas on love as you, that's when you fall in love, I think.
That's why you have this tick?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure, and that's why you don't click with everyone, because if you clicked with everyone and fell in love with everyone, then, you know, life would be a bit boring.
How will you see yourself after 30 years from now on? Where can you be? Be home with your family, or still be on tour and rocking like Rolling Stones or something like this?
Well, I think everyone has periods of family time. Rolling Stones are out rocking on tour again because their kids are all 20 and left home. So I think if I had a bunch of kids and then they left and had their own kids, I'd be out touring again. But yeah, if I've just had kids in 30 years, which is very unlikely, that it will be as long as 30 years. Yeah, if I've just had kids, I'm going to stay at home and raise them. But if they've left, then I'm going to be back on tour, I think. And make new songs, but no one's going to want to hear a 54-year-old Ed's song. I don't think so anyway. No one's going to want to hear that. Or a very small amount of people. I think if I went back on tour and played new songs in 30 years, people would shout, play Thinking Out Loud, or play the 18, you know.
What can you wish for a person who are just starting their career and on their way to be as successful as you are? What can you wish for them?
I'd just say be true to yourself, because it's more fun that way. If you make it on your terms with your music, the way you want to do it, you'll never regret anything and you'll have the best time doing it. But if it's on someone else's terms, with someone else's songs, with someone else's feelings, someone else's ideas, you'll just feel trapped in a cage, and yeah, you won't enjoy it.
Do you enjoy your life?
I love my life, yeah.
Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right